Hello, world. Welcome to another episode of Talk to Cliff. This is actually an exclusive interview. We're freestyling. I wanted to get some of the raw and uncut reality of depression. And today, this is my boy. I call him X, but some people call him Darell. So I just want to welcome you to the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
having me. Me, myself, I have been diagnosed with major depressive disorder, which is one of the worst signs of depression you can have, man. And it's kind of one of those things that you don't want to tell people about because you're embarrassed how they will respond or how they'll react to you, pretty much. It's just hard to outsource those kind of feelings based on pretty much the people around you or the stuff you go through every day. You don't want to look weak, you know. You feel like people are going to judge you.
Right. That's got to be kind of hard to deal with. Kind of have to uphold that image.
Yeah.
We do want to apologize. There's like construction going on outside, so if you hear anything, unfortunately, it's out of our control. And if it's okay with you, I did have a few questions I wanted to ask, and you were kind of going into the first one, and I just wanted to kind of put this out here. So, how did you get on the brink of severe depression?
Okay. So depression for me started when I was a kid. I guess I had a lot of trauma growing up. I didn't know my dad till I was in my mid-20s. I already had kids coming of my own. Coming back home, my wife just getting out of the Navy. We had to find a new place to stay, pretty much start careers, and that's not easy, you know, coming right back home with, you know, no place to start. So that kind of puts a lot of weight on your shoulders. Trying to raise your family, trying to do the right thing, trying to stay out the streets, and it get heavy sometimes. For me, we went through a lot. I lost my apartment, lost my car, lost my job. I was taking Ubers to work, back and forth to work, $50, there, $50 back, $100 a day on Ubers. Just to get to work to feed your kids, you know. That kind of gets tough. And then to think about that every day, it just weighs heavy on you. You feel like, you can't really ask nobody for help because they feel like you're the tough one. You know, they feel like you're the foundation, and it's kind of hard to look at as weak or look upon as weak, and just thinking that you have to be this person for this person or be this person for that person. It kind of makes it hard for you to just say how you truly feel or express how you really feel, talk to somebody. And that's pretty much the hardest part is letting go of that fear of being outspoken.
Dang. Yeah, that's deep. I think that is a very valid point, the fact that people will look at you as a man and expect you to handle that.
Yeah.
Like it's
oh
all
man,
good.
they wave it off. Oh, put your pants up, you'll be all right. It's not that easy, man. Everybody are human. We all go through our own things. Everybody goes through something, but everybody is afraid to speak about it. And that is one thing I'm starting to notice. And I'm watching these suicide rates go up. I'm watching these kids kill themselves every day. Kids playing with guns every day. And I don't want that for me and my kids. I don't want them to grow up feeling like I did, feeling like they don't have anybody to talk to, feel like they don't have anybody to speak to. I don't want anybody around me to feel like that. I don't want anybody on this world to feel like that, because there is other options for you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I appreciate that comment. So speaking of which, we're gonna go a little bit deeper here. Speaking of which, that situation almost happened to you. My question for you is, what made you get to that point to where you wanted to commit suicide yourself? And that's something that I know he hasn't talked about with a lot of people. maybe new to some faces that actually knows that. So.
Okay, for me, it was pretty much, you know, I was in a dark place where, you know, I just felt alone. I felt angry. I started to become everything that I didn't want to become. I started, you know, distancing myself from the world. I started cutting communication off with some of my closest friends for no reason. I started to shelter my entire life, stopped going outside. My wife was, you know what I mean, I'm glad she was in my corner, because if it weren't for her helping me in some of those moments, I just would probably be a different kind of interview. And I'm glad that she was there through a lot of that. But for me, it was one day waking up, I just decided that that was going to be it for me. I had enough. Nobody could understand how or why. I didn't understand how or why. I woke up, seen some pills, grabbed those pills and threw them back. I didn't know what they were. I just did it. I mean, it wasn't like it was premeditated. It wasn't something that I intended on happening that morning. I was just done with life. I feel like nobody was gonna understand. I felt like I had nobody to talk to. Nobody understood my depression. A lot of people tried to understand. A lot of people just can't understand because they don't know that it's not a choice. It's something that you're either born with, you develop over time. A lot of people go through some kind of trauma. And for me, it was just a lot of me trying to be Superman, me take care of everybody else's health before taking care of myself. And that played a big part in me being happy as a person.
Gotcha. Wow, that's deep, man. I appreciate you definitely even talking about that, because I know that's hard, you know, kind of reliving that and expressing that, what actually happened. And the funny thing is that, I know you guys may not know him, but to me, this is one of the most positive people that I've met in my past, you know? So for me, hearing about the fact that you were trying to commit suicide, that just threw me for a loop. So it kind of goes into my next question, which is, are there any signs? Because I know I would never imagine you even going this far. So are there any signs that people can?
There is no face to depression. You can't look out the window, oh, there's depression walking down the street. No, it's the people with the smiles on their faces, it's the people that say hello to you every day. It's your neighbors, it's your spouses, it's your best friends, it's the bus drivers, it's the doctors, it's the nurses, it's everybody with a smile on their face every day. That don't speak about their pain. That's depression.
Wow, that's deep. That is deep. So, do you think like normal communication with somebody
I feel like
kind of help a little bit?
Definitely. For me, it was a lot of therapy. It was a lot of speaking out. It was a lot of talking to people. I was a very, very sheltered person. I didn't talk a lot. I didn't speak a lot. I barely went outside. When I did, it was to stores, back in the house, outings back in the house. I really didn't do a lot. I didn't like sharing my life with people. I didn't like sharing my life with even family members. I felt judged everywhere I went. I was bullied growing up. A lot of that played a big part in depression. Bullying is a very, very big part of depression.
Wow.
That was a major, major part for me. But no, there's no face to depression. You can't really pinpoint who has it. You have to just pay attention to who's around you. And when people start to get silent or start to distance themselves, or you know that they're normally the one to go out every now and then, or the one to call you, and they start to distance themselves, maybe that's the time that you need to reach out and talk to them, because it's not a one-way street, you know. And that's kind of a major part of the why people with depression feel that people don't care is because they don't reach out.
Very good point. And you know, I think you said something that was actually very deep. You said bullying is a very big part of this, because that kind of like edges out to my last question. So, because bullying is really big right now with school. We know that. What advice or just in general, what could you say to maybe bullies or just people who are being bullied right now, or just people who are just feeling depressed in general? You know, I'm just gonna make it a general question. What could you say to people right now who are going through what you've been through?
If you're feeling any kind of depression, you know, go talk to somebody, go see a doctor, tell your parents, tell your school teacher, tell your best friend, the closest person to you, let them know that you're not feeling good. Let them know that you're having thoughts that's not normal, and you don't understand why. Let them know that you feel like giving up, and somebody will help you. Somebody's gonna listen. Somebody's gonna reach out, you know. If that's even hard, there's hospitals you can go to if you want to be discreet about it, if you want to be anonymous. There are hospitals out here you can go to. I know I had went to UC Hospital. They had pretty much one of the best psychiatric hospitals that I know of, and they helped me out a great deal. But yeah, reach out to your parents, your family members, best friends. Say something. Even if you can't do it in person, do it on social media. I know a lot of people don't like to vent in person, but social media is a good way to vent without putting your face on it. I know a lot of people do that. But yeah, just remember that you are strong. Anything that you feel like you can't do, you can do. You are limitless. Every one of us is limitless, and we cannot give up on anything. Refuse to give up on anything.
Yeah. Amen on that. That's what's up. Yeah, wow. I just appreciate you even coming here and, you know, telling that story, because a lot of people want to keep that to themselves and they don't really want to say anything because they don't know the effects of it. But I really feel like it's going to help other people. There's a lot of people out there, I'm sure, have been through things just like you. They just don't know what to do, and their last step is suicide. And this can actually help other people realize that there are better things that you can do to save your life, because you are worth it. I tell people that all the time in my videos. You're worth it. You know, say it to yourself and believe it. You're here for a purpose. So I just want to thank you, brother, for coming through. You know, I want to give you some love there.
Much love.
And personally tell you, you know, if you ever feel like you're going backwards, you can talk to me as well. I'll be there for you, because I really feel like if we don't help each other, who will? You know. Yeah. Who will? So
reach out. If you can do anything, just reach out. Don't give up. Talk to somebody. There's somebody that will listen.
Yep. There's a lot of emotion going right here, man. A lot of realness here. So I hope you guys could get something from this, and share it with someone who you feel like might be going through the same thing, because you can be saving their lives too. So thank you so much for watching Talk Through Cliff, and have a blessed day. And as always, keep your head up. You got this.